Hi, dude. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me today. I'm really excited to dive into some of your results. So, let's start there. Let's start with the numbers because I think that's really the most like important thing, just because we can see it, right? So, when we first started, first, I think your goal was to hit 175, if I remember correctly, and we hit it early, which was kind of cool. Just out of interest, has anyone noticed or said anything? Has the wife given you a compliment at all?
Oh yes. Um, Pretty much anybody that I see day to day. My neighbor I hadn't seen I think since I started the program, and I went and knocked on his door a couple days ago, and he, wait a minute, where's the rest of you? Had the a substantial reaction. It was when you let 2 months go by, and all you do in those 2 months is lose 15 to 20 pounds. People are going to notice right away. But yeah, the wife especially has noticed. I've noticed because I need new clothes. But if you just take 15 pounds and take 15 pounds of books, you're going to get tired of carrying them. And that's 15 pounds of books you don't have to carry when you get out of bed every day. So,
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. Was it quite validating to have those kind of reactions? Makes it feel
oh,
worth
yeah.
it.
I specifically wanted, I've been married for 10 years. We have two kids. And I specifically wanted to kind of spark it up with the wife a little more. I wanted her attention more. And it did. We're there.
Excellent. I love it. Just for context, I think one of the wonderful things we've been able to do throughout the course of this program is do the double win, right? Lose weight, but also build muscle and strength too. Because I think you ended. I know you ended up
I haven't
losing.
had that before. I haven't
Oh,
had that before.
dude, that's fantastic. I know you lost 3 inches around your waist too,
Yep.
which is fantastic. So one thing I do want to ask Faris, do you remember what when we first started talking and you told me you were an entrepreneur, a business owner, a busy dad, but you were like fairly new to fitness in terms of like workouts and things like that. Do you remember what it was that first motivated you to have the initial conversation with me?
Yes. I turned 40 and I didn't want to die early. I wanted to be there for my kids longer. And that was kind of the main thing. Everything else, as far as the sports I'm into, being able to perform them better, weigh less, have more muscle, you're gonna be have better performance. But then, of course, also have a stronger attraction with the wife. All those are ancillary issues. Really, I just wanted to not die early. I turned 40, and that was the catalyst for. I've never had a trainer. I've always wanted one, but I never. I'm athletic, but I've never worked out. I'll practice a skill. I'll practice hitting a baseball, throwing a disc, shooting a basketball. But I've never done any workout. Also losing weight, never done it. And I didn't want to wing it. So yeah, I wanted to turn 40 and do it the right way.
Love it. Was there a moment or two in the last few weeks over the course of the program where maybe you like surprised yourself at all?
Oh yeah. When I first started doing just push-ups, even I used to, I had a guy I worked with that was all about doing push-ups before, and that was the only real time that I ever like did push-ups. But when I started the program, I was doing push-ups from a knee, and I would get 10 in and be absolutely winded. I'd be done. And now I do push-ups for fun. Like I'm incorporating. Yesterday I did an extra 120 push-ups outside of my workout, just throughout the day. I'll sprinkle in push-ups, and it's easy. It's easy because I now have muscle, which I haven't had, and it's also easy because I have less to push up. There's 15 pounds of rocks. It's not so that's kind of a mind blower because it was I didn't start this program, but less than 2 months ago.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not been a whole lot of time, which is kind of crazy when
no,
you think about it.
it kind of makes me think about what I've been. I haven't weighed this much, and honestly, this morning I was 173, so I'm below the target. Um, but I haven't weighed this much since I've been in my 20s. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's a mind blower in and of itself. Energy is better. Energy lasts longer. Um, yeah, there's a lot of different, very noticeable things. Of course, other people notice it, but it's happening to you. You notice it.
Absolutely. No, I love that for you. So one of the things I want to ask first, maybe more of the tactical stuff, but what would you say is your biggest takeaways or biggest like lessons learned,
Yeah.
things you're going to take with you for the rest of time?
Oh yeah. Just my eating habits and drinking habits. You could, if you were to break the program down into, you you could break the program down into uh, eating habits and workout habits. They're both habits. The workout habits I've never done before ever, so that's all new to me. The eating habits, I've tried many different things, different diets, different fasts. Uh, you know, whether it's all meat or no meat or all juices, um, whatever. I've done those things, and they work for this amount of time until you assume your normal life. What I've learned is how to properly assume my normal life, and you do a good job of baby stepping one into that position, because it doesn't start right away with, here's how we do it, just do it like that. If I were to explain it to a 5-year-old, I could, but they won't want to do it because it may be an abrasive switch. It's really, you're not switching much. You're not really switching much the types of food you're eating. I mean, I had a cauliflower pizza. Yeah, there's the whole thing last night, and it's within my allowable calories. If you told me to start counting calories right away, I'd be like, this is dumb. But you baby step it, and the way that we get there is an understandable way. It's like graduating from algebra 1 to algebra 2. You're not going to go right to algebra 2. You're going to learn algebra 1 first, and your program is kind of split into parts to where you desire getting to algebra 2 after you tracked your food. You create this space for wanting more knowledge, and you go, well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the more knowledge, and now I can really maintain a comfortable lifestyle as far as food and drinks are concerned that isn't a giant switch. My house doesn't have to be filled with different foods. I just kind of approach eating and drinking slightly differently, and the result is drastic. It's a small change with a large reward.
Yeah, no, I think you summarized that really well. And I think you made a really good point about kind of building this foundation of food knowledge before you then jump into some of the more advanced stuff like calories and macros and all of that stuff, which has its place and is important. But I think you're right. If you jump into that too soon, it can be too much too quickly. And I think, I believe that would lose a few people along the way. Where do you think you would be, Forrest, if we never met, right? We met through a mutual friend of ours. If that never happened, if I never went on that podcast, you never listened to it, and we never connected in any way, where would you be if that never happened? If we never worked together?
I mean, if I had hired another trainer, then I don't know. But I don't know if I would have hired another trainer. But when turning 40 kind of coincided with learning about you, and I heard like an interview of you on a podcast. I thought, man, that fits me. That fits me, and I need to do this, especially now that I'm turning 40. Had I not gone through that experience, that trigger event to the catalyst to get a hold of you and start the program, I mean, I'd still be 190 pounds going on 200, and pushing through life the same way I was, which I'd already done that for 10 years, and it didn't benefit me. It made things harder. You sleep less. You can do less. And it's not good. It slows you down. And I'm having trouble. It's kind of like my software at work. I use a certain software that really speeds up my process. And I used to use a different software. When I use that different software, looking back, I can't believe I ever even did that. I can't believe I ever used that other software. And that's kind of how I am now. It's like, wow, I was doing what I was doing for how long? I can't believe I did that, you know? And I don't think I would have made it this far if it wasn't for your program's ability to baby step one to getting to this point. If, you know, I like to learn things. And if I had just read a book about, you know, tracking calories and doing certain workouts, great. But you don't read a book on how to play guitar. You got to pick up a guitar at some point. And a teacher is going to show you the fundamentals before the advanced stuff. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And I got my money's worth, like, more than I expected. So, yeah, I would still be the old me, not making any progress, you know?
Especially not doing push-ups and having biceps for the first time.
Yeah,
well,
you get to a point where your muscles need it. You're like,
uh-huh.
Oh, I haven't done anything with my muscles in a couple of hours. Like, they're asking me to do something, and then you do something, and you're like, okay, I can get back to get back on track here. It sounds weird, but it's true.
No, dude, that's been my life since I started working out, 15 years ago or whatever it was. It was like, you begin to crave it for the mental satisfaction as much as the physical stuff as well.
Yeah, it's a reverse burn. It's like when you do too much, they burn and say stop. And when you don't do enough, they're like, I need something. I need to move, you know?
Absolutely. So Forrest, I got one more question for you. You know, if someone was watching this and they were on the fence about, is whiskey weight loss something I should, consider or maybe, get in touch with Alex, what would you say to them if they were on the fence thinking about this?
I mean, I'll tell you what I've already told other people that I've, had the conversation with, and that's that the reason they think they're getting into the program is to lose weight and gain muscle, if that's their goal. And they're going to achieve that, but there's other things that you're going to get that you don't know yet. For instance, I had like a kind of a significant back pain for a while from lifting up my kids or just doing anything back related. I'm carrying ladders all the time for work, and all that's vanished. Sleep has gotten better, which means everything else gets better. So there's reasons that you get into it. There's reasons that you would want to that are your own motivations to get into it that you're aware of. And there's so many other ancillary issues you don't know that will also improve. And you don't really factor that into the equation of should I not do this, because you don't know that they exist. You don't know what you don't know. And when you start getting into it and you follow the program, you actually do the program, and it's not hard to do. That's kind of silly about it. Is that you get what you wanted out of it, and you get these other things that you didn't even know were in store for you. It's retrospect is 2020, and it's a no-brainer for me. But I can't just stick that experience in someone else's head. They would just have to take my word for it. But it is the truth.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate all your thoughts, all of your considerations and stories, man. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to work with you. Starting next week, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Setting new goals.
That's it. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good one.